Hello. Earlier, we said that every executive will have to identify competencies required in three areas: you, your work, and your family, in these three areas. Now, when you want to identify the competencies, now the first step that is required is first of all, you need to identify the goals that you have to achieve in these three areas. Only with reference to goals, you will identify what are the competencies required. Otherwise, it will become too general. So let's look at the area of you. What are the competencies required for you? Now, these are related to what are the goals that you have for yourself and what are the targets that you have. Now, let's take three examples. You may say that you want to improve your physical health. So that's the area, that's a goal that you have. You want to improve your physical health. And the target that you have is, let's say, you want to improve your HbA1c from 7.2 to 6.5. This is your target. Now, what's the competency that's required for you in this area? You need to improve your knowledge about foods that you're eating and the effect that it can have on the HbA1c. Now, this is one of the competencies that you require. Now, second, let's look at another example. Okay, if you are looking at improving your mental health, this is the goal. Now, in this area, you want to start meditation. Every day, you want to meditate for 45 minutes. This is your target. Now, the competency that you need to develop is the knowledge about various programs that are available in this area. That is the competency that you need to develop. So, like this, you need to identify the goal, the target, and the competencies that you need to develop. Let's look at the area of your family. With respect to your family, what are the goals that you would like to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years? You need to identify. So let's take some examples. Let's say, for example, one of the area that you would like to address is the educational qualifications of your family members. Now, this is the goal that you want to identify, you want to address. Now, what's the target? In the next 1 year, you want to help your daughter to succeed in NEET. Okay, so this is the target that you have for the next 1 year. Now, what's the competency that you need to develop in this area? You need to understand everything about NEET, even though your daughter will do all that, but you also need to understand about NEET, the type of questions that will come, the type of institution that are offering coaching, who are good. You have to talk to the people who. So, in this area, there's a lot of work to be done. So this is one competency that you would like to develop. Let's take another example. Let's say one of the goals that you have for the next 2 3 years is to build a house. Now the target that you have is you need to zero in on the type of house that you want to buy and the financing requirements in the next 1 year. Now this is the target that you have. Now what's the competency that you need to? So you need to improve your knowledge about the houses, about the housing finance, and then you need to make sure that you understand all the options that are available. So this is the competency that you need. It will be good for you to give some of the responsibilities to some of the goals and targets to your family members also. Let's say, for example, you give the responsibility of planning your annual outing, either to your wife or to your children, and then ask them to plan everything, right from financial planning, where to go, and everything. Okay, so that will be a good project for them. It will be a good life skill for them. So try that. Like this, identify the goals in your family area, identify specific targets for these goals, and identify what you need to improve in this particular area. Let's look at the competencies required in the area of your work. Maybe relatively this is an easier part for you. We need to again look at what are the goals that are required for you in this area, what are the targets that you have, and then what are the competencies that you need for this area. Let's look at some examples. Let's say, for example, improving quality in your company is a goal for this coming year, and the target for that is 20 ppm. Let's say you are at 100 ppm, now you want to go to 20 ppm. So this is a big shift that you need to do. So, in this area, the competency that you may be looking for is learning about design of experiments, because design of experiment is very much required when you are trying to go to an area where you are limiting your quality issues to 20 ppm or 0 ppm sometimes. So, this is one example. Now, let's take another example. Let's say if you want to improve the productivity in your company. Now, this is the goal that you have. Your target may be you want to double the productivity in the coming year. Now, for this, the competency that you may have to learn is maybe you want to learn about lean manufacturing. Now, other than the work related goals, you also need to look at having goals for your career development. The career development, you will have to do it along with the work related goals. Now, what can be your career related goal? One of the goals can be you want to reach general manager level in the next 3 years. Now, for this, the competency that you require is maybe you feel when you compare yourself to your own bosses and so on, you have to improve your executive presence, for example. Now, you will identify executive presence as a competency that you want to improve. Like that, you need to identify the work related goals, targets, and the competencies that you need to achieve those targets. You may have trouble in terms of identifying the competencies in some areas. You may say that, okay, I don't know what competency is required for this particular target. So then what do? I suggest you can take the help of your boss, you can take the help of your colleagues, you can try to take the help of your HR, or you can try to take the help from an outside coach, and finally, you can take help from ChatGPT. But my suggestion is try to confirm what ChatGPT has given to you, either with your own knowledge or with the help of your colleagues. Don't try to take it exactly the same, whatever it throws out. So now this is what I would say is required with reference to your work.